our class in Kinston, North Carolina. Class 54C, we have 85 cadets. About a third made it of this bunch here. And this was in Kinston, and there I am, right there. Little guy.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
you.
Now, then I was sent to Greenville, Mississippi, which I have, Waco, Texas for my advance. This is primary,
Okay.
6 months. You get through that, then they tell you you can say I want to go to multis or I want to go to fighters. I want to go to fighters, so they they figure some of the guys they wouldn't let go to fighters, but could still work with other crew members to help them on navigators and bombardiers and things like that. Could still be good pilots, but couldn't be fighter pilots. So anyway, I went to Waco, Texas, which was pretty close to Texas City, and went through jet training there. And I was the first guy in the class to solo, and on a solo ride, I buzzed my hometown in Texas City, which they had said that anybody that was caused buzzing was automatically out. Do not even ask for any mercy. You get caught on buzzing,
Well,
you're
you were,
gone.
you were supposed to just go up and around.
I was supposed to just do a little local work in, 30, 40, 50 miles away from there. Shondells, Lazy A's, just the usual stuff. It was really take off, land, and you're solo. But I called my dad the night before. This was on a Sunday morning that I was to solo. So I called my dad in Texas City and, hey, Dad, I'm going to be over the house tomorrow. I'm soloed. And of course, my dad didn't know any difference. I said, yeah, good. So anyway, I took off. I grew my little flight plan, which was, we were probably 150 miles from Texas City to Waco.
Did
The
you
weather
even
was-
have enough gas in the plane?
Well, turns out pretty close. And I'd figured my time and distance and done my little flight plan. And we had about a 10,000 foot, 8 to 10,000 foot overcast. And I went right through that, went up to Houston, flew all the controlled areas there, went down and buzzed Texas City, my house, did some acrobatics, a couple passes, and then about all I could do, and then I climbed back out. Got over Houston, and now I'm starting to sweat the gas because my low level light was coming on. I said, "Oh Christ, damn, this is pretty close." Not that I only had 8 hours in the airplane.
Yeah.
It's not like I had a lot of time, but I was pretty comfortable with it. So I let down and came down through about 8 or 10,000 feet and spotted the field, swung around on initial, pitched out and landed and taxied back in on the fumes and shut down, and all my classmates and squadron commander and operations officer, my instructor, were out there to congratulate me, and so yeah, okay, I got away with it. I thought. Next morning, about 7 o'clock or 7:30, a guy comes up in a jeep. He's a sergeant. Said, "Hey, the old man wants to see you right away, and he wants to see you in uniform." I said, "Oh shit, man!" Now I went through my duffel bag. I wasn't one of these guys that was shining the brass and everything. At the bottom of my duffel bag, I found a wrinkled set of khakis. I couldn't find a belt. Had an old wrinkled shirt on. Just couldn't find a tie. So I looked like the original sad sack. And the guy in the jeep started, "Come on, come on. They're waiting for you." So they didn't wait in. And there was a squadron commander, operations officer, my instructor, and I would go in. Cadet Martin reporting, sir. I'm standing at attention. They didn't say at ease or everything. They kept me standing there, and I was sweating. And I knew that I'd been, oh, okay, they figured this thing out. He said, Cadet Martin, I'd like to congratulate you on being the first one to solo in the class and everything like that. It's good. Yeah. By the way, tell me what you did on your flight, airwork, sir. Oh, airwork. Yeah, what kind of airwork? Oh, Shondells, Lazy Eights. I did an Immelman, and he said, yeah. And I said, yeah, and then I came back and landed. Okay, yeah, good. That's what you were supposed to do. And he said, however, uh, we got a report from Houston Control that an aircraft from James Conley at your time of takeoff went through Houston Control area, restricted areas there. The astronaut program flew through all those and did unauthorized acrobatics over Galveston, Tech City area, returned back, flew through the same restricted areas, and landed at James Conley at exactly the same time that, and by the way, that was the only airplane airborne Sunday morning. And by the way, where are you from? And I know I've been had Gulf Coast, sir, Texas. Oh, the Gulf Coast. What area? Well, Corpus Christi, down in that area. And he said in Galveston, and yeah, I'm from that area, sir. Yes, sir. He said, well, the paperwork that you signed that any unauthorized buzzing, low-level work, you're automatically out of the cadet program. Remember signing that? That's right, I remember signing that. Well, he says, yeah, that's kind of the way it is. But anyway, all this other stuff that you could have been you. Nobody would have been that stupid, that dumb, to hang it out like that when they might have a chance to be a pilot and you were doing great and everything like that. We know that there must be some other explanation, that coincidence and so forth and so on, but we've decided to send you to Greenville, Mississippi to finish your pilot training, so you're never tempted to do anything like that. And he said, we got a 123 sitting down in front of base ops that will fly you up there in about an hour. Do you think you could be on that airplane? Oh, yes, sir. And they kind of smiled at me and everything. And that first time they cracked a smile. I mean, these guys were stone-faced all the way through. Cracked a smile. He said, okay, get out of here and good luck. So, zing, I go up there and it didn't take me long to pack. Everything was in a, duffel bag, and I down the base ops, and my instructor was down there. He says, for God's sakes, stay out of trouble, okay? And so I arrive at Greenville, Mississippi, and the first thing, the new squadron commander called me in his office. He said, I want you to know the last thing I need is a hotshot young cadet coming up here screwing things up. He said, you get out of line, you do anything. I don't care what it is. You're out of here. Do you understand? Yes, sir. So I finished flying school there in Greenville, Mississippi, and we got, out of our class, we had a class of about 80 there, and they had 3 F-86s, which was the hottest fighter plane at the time. And I got to first with it. So I ended up, luckily, and whatever, as #1 graduate in flying, about the middle of the road in academics. and placed towards the last in military bearing and making beds and marks and everything like that. But then I was sent to Nellis Air Force Base, F-86, and talk about having a world by the ass, flying. And I think I just turned 20 or 21. And I was making $330 a month with flight pay, and it was the greatest year I had in my life. That's for sure that I went through, but it was scary. So that's how it all started. And I lucked out. I had good instructors. I had the commanders there that recognized that I might be worth saving. So that's it.
That's page 1.